Moments of silence were observed across the country this morning as the nation remembers those lost in the worst terrorist attack on the United States. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm Julissa Ortiz. Families of the victims and survivors gathered for services to honor the nearly 3,000 lives lost during the September 11th terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Meg Oliver reports from Ground Zero in New York.
The nation paused in a moment of silence to mark the 17th anniversary of September 11th, the worst terrorist attack on the United States. In New York, victims' family members placed flowers at the Memorial Plaza in Lower Manhattan.
And to my late wife, Jennifer Lynn Howley.
Many fought back tears while remembering their loved ones killed when hijacked planes struck the Twin Towers.
17 years later, how are you reflecting on 9/11?
Yes, it's still very raw. It's very sad.
Out of the first responders who raced to Ground Zero to help, more than 350 have died from 9/11 related illnesses, and more than 7,500 have been diagnosed with cancer.
President Trump participated in a commemoration ceremony for the victims of Flight 93 in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. He says the country must never forget.
This memorial is now a message to the world. America will never, ever submit to tyranny.
Survivors and family members laid a wreath at the memorial site in Arlington, Virginia. 184 people died when a hijacked plane slammed into the Pentagon.
We mourn with those who mourn and grieve with those who grieve. But we do not grieve like those who have no hope.
Officials say nearly $4 billion has been set aside to help those who became sick or died due to the collapse of the Twin Towers.
The war in Afghanistan started a month after the September 11th attacks, and 17 years later, violence still rages on in the country.
Stay there!
The war in Afghanistan has cost America the lives of more than 2,000 U.S. troops and $1 trillion U.S. Today, a suicide bomber killed at least 20 people in eastern Afghanistan. Earlier this week, another suicide bomber on a motorcycle killed 7 people at a memorial gathering. Here at home, Sacramento firefighters are remembering Ground Zero. The department shared these photos from the local search and rescue team dispatched to Ground Zero shortly after 9/11. They were one of the first teams to arrive on scene. That very same Sacramento search and rescue team is now on its way to the Carolinas as millions start evacuating ahead of Hurricane Florence. The team deployed late last night after FEMA asked for more help before the hurricane makes landfall on the Atlantic coast.